I was a guest a couple days ago on Wayne Hillier's podcast talking about multifamily real estate. And one of his listeners had a really good question.
Would you mind if I asked you a business question?
They had just sold their single family home and they wanted to get into multifamily investing. So they asked us, how do I do it? And I really liked Wayne's answer, and that's what we're going through today. The number one step that you need to take to get started in multifamily real estate investing. So make sure you hit the subscribe button right now so you don't miss more videos about building wealth through multifamily real estate. I'm Seth Ferguson, so let's get right into it. And we're talking about the number one step to get started in multifamily real estate investing. So don't mind my voice today. I'm all doped up on meds. I'm not feeling so hot, but the show must go on. In order to answer the question, we first have to revisit something I've talked about a lot on this channel, and that is the real estate matrix. Now, if you're brand new to the real estate matrix, it's something I devised that outlines the 4 components every single real estate investment deal in history has had. And those components are the deal itself. We have the capital needed, capital or the equity. We have financing, and then we have management. You cannot have a deal that's missing one of these 4 components. So that's why I call it the real estate matrix. So when we're first getting started into multifamily real estate, we have to think about all 4 of these components, whether you're active or passive, it doesn't matter. These 4 components come into play. So on the deal side, we have to know, how do we find a deal? How do we underwrite a deal? And this applies both active and passive. If you're active, offers. If you're passive, how do you read OMs or PPMs? And the list goes on and on and on. But you get the idea. Like, how do we find the deal and how do we make sure the deal is a good fit? On the capital side, we have some other questions to ask. So like structure. Are we going to syndicate the deal? Are we going to launch a fund? Are we going to do a joint venture? If you're on the passive side, do you want to invest in a fund? Do you want to invest in a syndication? All those things come into play. Where's the capital source? So like, do we have preferred equity? So preferred returns, and I'll put a link right up here to a video I did talking all about preferred returns. And then what kind of offering are we going to do? If you're in the US, is it going to be 506B, 506C? So let's do offering. And then how to build a funnel, how to attract investors. Or if you're a passive investor, how can you place the capital? How can you find syndicators, fund managers with which to invest your money? All of these questions apply. For financing, what kind of debt are you going to source? How do you get your financing approved? So approval, how do you write your business plan to make sure you get the lenders competing for your business? What type of product? We're talking about what type of term? Do you have interest-only payments? I'll put a link right up here to the interest-only payments video I did. Do you have the balance sheet in order to get the financing from a lender if you're on the active side? If not, who can you bring onto your GP team in order to secure that financing to have the balance sheet that the lender needs? All these questions apply to financing. Then in management. So management's a whole lot of fun. So where's the value add? What renovations are you going to do? What operational efficiencies or improvements are you going to make? And I'll put a link right up here to the value add video I did explaining all about the value add strategy. And then you have to worry about rents. Now, when we're underwriting the deal, we're worrying about rents as well and figuring out our strategy, where the delta is, how much we can increase the rents. Branding, how to advertise your property, all these things, how to get rid of problem tenants. All of these things apply to management. So you can see out of the 4 components of the real estate matrix, we have all these things we have to know. And this leads me to Wayne Hillier's answer. So the answer he gave, and I loved it, to this person asking where do they get started. They just exited a single family home investment. They want to get started in multifamily. Well, Wayne's answer was the first thing you have to do, the number one step, is education. And it is so very true because I talk about this all the time. I was not educated as much as I should have been when I started investing in real estate, and I ended up investing in the wrong type of asset that was taking me further away from my goals, not closer to them. And education, the right type of education, would have fixed that.
Teach me.
So now the question becomes, where do you find the right type of education? Because there's a whole lot of resources out there. If you just do a Google search on the internet, it will yield so many results, millions and millions and millions. Which ones do you want to go for? Well, let's talk about some of the resources out there for you, and then we'll talk about some of the best ones. So of course, there's books out there. There's podcasts. You can listen to some successful real estate investors talk about their deals and what they're doing. I've got 3 years worth of podcast episodes with Purchase to Profits or Real Wealth Through Real Estate. We changed the name halfway through. Lots of great investors on that one. Lots of great deal stories and some bad stories too on there, depending on what you feel like that day. We also have articles that are written, and then we have courses. So keep an eye out for Discover Multifamily. There's some good courses out there, whether it's specific to underwriting or if you want just a general multifamily investing course, there's lots out there. And then there's also meetups. You can listen and meet real estate investors in your marketplace. And then you also have live events. So the question is, if you're looking to get into multifamily real estate and you're embarking on step number 1, which is get educated, the education component, where do you start here? And you have lots of choices. There's lots of great books. There's lots of great podcasts, articles, courses you can get, meetups you can go to, and live events. As a beginner in the multifamily space, you want to build yourself a solid foundation with all 4 components of the real estate matrix. So we've got the deal, we've got capital, financing, and the management, because you have to have a basic understanding, even from a passive investor standpoint, because you need to be able to separate the good deals from the average deals from the bad deals, so you know where to place your money to get the best return and the best mitigation of risk, so that way your neck isn't stuck out there. So very important whether you're active or on the passive side. I am very, very passionate about that. So if you were going to go out there and find the foremost experts on deal flow and underwriting, that would cost you a pretty penny. And then you'd have to go out and find the very top experts on raising capital. And then you'd have to find the very best experts on financing. And then you also have to source the very best experts on management, how to manage the portfolio, how to manage the deal, and how to make all those decisions. If you're finding the best of the best of the best, we are talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Trust me, because I've interviewed all of these people. I've talked with them. I know who they are. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. But here's the thing. With live events, you can actually get exposed to a large number of the very top experts out there and get a good head start. And you can get a feel for who resonates with you and who doesn't, because everybody has different personalities, everybody has different styles. So this is where I think the Multifamily Conference really stands out. So it's live and in person, May 14th and 15th, 2022, this year in Toronto. Just go to multifamilyconference.ca to register your ticket. The Multifamily Conference is live and in person May 14th and 15th in Toronto. Enter to win a free VIP ticket and join multifamily investors from across North America to network, partner, learn, and have fun. Let me tell you about some of the top experts coming to the Multifamily Conference. Well, first of all, we have Kevin O'Leary. So Kevin's going to be sharing his capital raising secrets. This guy's being pitched more in a year than most people get pitched in their life. He knows how to separate your pitch from all the other pitches out there. Because let's face it, if you are an active investor and you're raising capital, your investors are being pitched by your competition on a daily basis. It's competitive out there and people are trying to take your investors' capital for their own deals. So you need to know how to position yourself and outpitch your competition. So Kevin, great guy for that. Then we have Joe Fairless. Joe controls over $1 billion, yes, billion with a B, $1 billion of multifamily assets. So if we're talking about scaling, management, all the pieces of the puzzle on how to build your portfolio and scale up, Joe, I couldn't think of a better guy to have than Joe Fairless. And this is why I say live events. We've been stuck behind a computer for 2 years with what has happened in the world. You can't really say on YouTube. So now it's time to get back out there. The main reason people go to meetups is to network and expand their connection database. Well, at the Multifamily Conference coming up, we're bringing investors from across North America together in one spot for 2 days for some serious network. We are bringing in some very cool people. Plus, you're also going to be exposed to not just the networking in the crowd, but the very top experts in all the 4 components of the real estate matrix for a fraction of the cost that it would cost you to go out and source them one by one. So call me a little biased. Yes, I am, because I'm the guy running the conference, but I'm so excited to get back out there finally in person and start networking again like real people and getting off virtual events, because let's face it, virtual events suck and they don't even have a small fraction of the impact that a live real event has. So if you are a beginner and you're looking for the number one step to take, well, I'm just going to quote Wayne Hiller from his podcast. You have to get educated. Education is the number one thing, because that will put you on the right track, on the roadmap. I always talk about your 10-year vision, your decade vision, and it also will keep you from making some pretty costly mistakes. So how do you do that? Books, podcasts, articles, courses, meetups, live events. But the Multifamily Conference is coming up very, very soon. I'm saying that the Multifamily Conference, live and in person, is the number one way to get started in multifamily investing. The top experts, unrivaled networking, and we're having a whole lot of fun too. So check it out, multifamilyconference.ca. I'll see you there. And if you are interested in investing in multifamily real estate, besides coming to the conference, I definitely want to see you there. Check out my free Facebook group, link down right below. And if you like this video, leave a comment. It really helps out the channel. Hit the like button. Let me know what you think. And until next time, happy investing.